Hi, my name is Deb Enright, and welcome to WCS Community Connects. Williamson County Schools continues to strive to become a district recognized nationally for students who excel in academics, the arts, and athletics. Our efforts are supported by so many in Williamson County and beyond. Our show, WCS Community Connects, will continue to highlight the creativity, enthusiasm, and commitment our community has for our schools, because we want to get you involved and help tell our story of excellence to anyone who will listen. It's just plain fun to have conversations with folks in our community, to consider, to dream, to design, and to implement ways for our schools to interact with our families and friends throughout the county. Today, we talk with two leaders in the school district, Mark Samuels, WCS Maintenance Director, and Athletics Specialist Jeremy Qualls, to understand how their work includes partnerships within the community. We'll be right back with Mark Samuels. And welcome back to WCS Community Connects. We're here with Mark Samuels. Mark, thanks for joining us for the show.
Well, thanks for letting me be here.
I'm really excited to hear about all the things that you folks are doing to try to conserve energy and save costs. And the reason why I asked you to join us is because we've just finished a grant application that has you guys partnering with the state for something that to me just makes common sense. Can you talk about that? And then let's talk about all the stuff you're doing. Let's deal with that application right now.
Great. The Tennessee Department of Environment and Conservation has a couple of grant programs involved right now on energy-related things, one of which is the Tennessee Clean Energy Grant Programs. And this is one actually it came out of a TVA decree that was placed where they had to, for some environmental issue, they had to provide some funds to the state. State decided to use it toward government activities and energy-related things, and that's what we're kind of going for in one particular aspect of our overall broad energy program. This one happens to be LED lighting retrofit for Centennial High School.
Okay.
We've done some calculations. We've worked with a couple vendors, and we think we can save somewhere about 30 to 40% of the electrical consumption of that school by converting the lighting from the fluorescent tubes that we have now to LED lighting. LED lighting uses about half the wattage and actually gives a brighter hue, and maybe some studies have said the kind of color tinting that comes from LED lighting is more beneficial for learning.
It's less harsh, right?
Less harsh, more soothing in some cases.
Yeah, I hear fluorescent and I think migraines for people. Right?
That's true in some cases.
Okay, now so LED lights for me are those squiggle things. Is that you're going to put a ton of squiggle things in the?
No, the squiggle things is a.
That's a technical term, I'm sure.
It's a compact fluorescent light.
Okay.
It's still a fluorescent tube, but it's compact.
Okay.
LED uses diodes, light emitting diodes.
Okay.
So it's an electronic piece of device which gives you the ability to control it in terms of lighting intensity, color, and hue. All our newer performing arts centers that we've been putting in. Centennial Centennial High Schools and Fairview Middle Schools just had the ribbon cutting last week.
Yes.
They have LED lighting systems, which gives the drama department a lot more opportunities and flexibility in the lighting schemes that they put out.
Okay.
Centennial High School, for an LED retrofit, we chose that because there are no real controls, if you will, light switches in the hallways. The light switches to turn the hallway lighting off was designed into the main power breaker panels in the electrical rooms.
Oh gosh, that sounds dangerous.
Well, it's not so much dangerous as it is inconvenient for the administrators as well as the custodial staff to get in there and turn those switches on and off. You have a long bank of switches.
I'm thinking like a major breaker.
Well,
like
it is.
Double hand.
Well, they're smaller ones, but it's still the same concept.
Okay, so kind of like your fuse box at home.
Yes, except those fuses, those circuit breakers, they're not designed to be turned off and on every day.
Okay.
So since Centennial High School has been in existence since the 1990s, the hallway lights have kind of been on an awful lot. We did a little bit of a test this last summer, and we put in on 2 wings. we put LED lighting, and we
Okay.
had some motion sensors or occupancy sensors on there to control whether they're on or off.
So walk me through what that sensor does.
Well, the sensor basically senses motion,
Okay,
and it interprets motion as, okay, somebody's here and someone needs the lights on.
got it.
Whether it's the students through the day, whether it's the janitorial staff at night, whether it's an administrator that comes through looking for something lost and found, I don't know,
Got it.
what
got
have
it.
you, some reason why someone would want to be in. They don't have to know where the light switch is in order to turn the lights on. They wouldn't be on or off
Right.
anyways because of the old controls. The sensor will just sense that there's someone there and the lights come on. And you can set the time frame or the time delay for turning those lights off if it hasn't sensed any motion in this room or the hallway within 10 minutes or 15 minutes, then it turns the lights off.
So you can manipulate those things for different seasons within the year. So when it's the school year, the settings may be a bit different than the summer, although I know we kind of have things going on all the time in the schools, but this allows us to go dark, if you will, but then when there's need for the light, it just turns on based upon activity.
Yes, and obviously local safety code and fire code requires a certain amount of lights to stay on as emergency
Okay.
lighting. But we have this in our newer schools. Spring Station Middle School, Summit High School, and the 3 new schools that are under construction now in Nolensville have motion sensors or occupancy sensors in the classrooms, in the hallways. At Nolensville High School, it's under construction, it'll be all LED lighting throughout.
Oh, wow.
The thing about LED lighting is it's a no-brainer in terms of it's going to save energy. The problem has been it's been expensive. An example here is, you asked me to bring some show and tell, so I
love
did.
this. This is fantastic.
What you're holding there is an LED light.
Okay.
That's a replacement for a 32-watt T8 bulb, which is in most of our
Yeah,
our
so this is
structures.
what I would know as a lamp, as
Well,
a light.
What you
And
can
then
see in
this-
here is the little diodes there.
Yeah,
And the problem is this costed about $1.50.
okay.
This used to cost about $80 or even more.
Oh, wow.
So the business case analysis showed that really doesn't help much.
Right.
But the price now is down to about $20.
Okay.
So they're coming closer together. One thing that the state grant allows us to do is it basically is going to pay for half of this.
Okay.
So the payback that we get to enjoy in terms of how long did it take us until we're actually saving real
Right.
money after we put these new ones in, has been reduced in half now to about 3.5 years.
Oh, that makes it much more palatable.
Because at 8 or 10 years, it's just not all that competitive,
Right.
considering all the other maintenance and facilities issues we have throughout
In
the
our
district.
district. So no other school does this, right? So this would be this retrofit for existing structures. Centennial would be first, right?
If we get the grant,
Yeah.
and if we get these into Centennial before Nolensville High School is done, then yes, Centennial would be the first to be a full LED school in the district.
Okay, so then with this grant opportunity, which is, it sounds like it's a matching of funds, if I understand it correctly, to allow you guys to make it cost effective, to become cost effective and save energy, and that this could be a way, Centennial could become a model just to see about the retrofitting throughout the district, but also in the region with other school districts and probably the state.
It could be viewed that way, yes. Centennial back in 2002 became the first school in the state of Tennessee to be designated as an Energy Star school
Okay,
with some of the systems we had in place then.
so give me kind of a 30,000 overview of what that means, an energy green school.
The Department of Energy, Federal Department of Energy, has standards for systems that are in the school, how they're maintained, how they're operated, and so on and so forth, that allows you to qualify as an Energy Star school, very similar to the Energy Star refrigerator that you might put in your house, or the
Okay.
Energy Star computer system that you might have.
Okay.
And our previous energy manager, Don Johnson, was very engaged in that and worked with some of the staff at Centennial at the time and got Centennial certified at that. We're in the process now, using some assistance from Nissan Corporation here locally, some energy engineers that they've loaned to us to help certify. We're in the process about another dozen schools as Energy Star schools because the systems we put in them, the way we maintain those systems, the way we operate those systems, and how the school operates themselves qualifies as an energy-saving organization.
So I have to tell you, in terms of understanding what a school district is about, I think when you think maintenance, you probably think, just kind of the general stuff that would happen. Are the lights coming on? Is there heat? Is there, are all the windows, in good repair? Those kinds of just kind of general things. But what I'm understanding from you, Mark, is that you all really think in terms of that stuff, but also how can we save the district money? How can we make it so that we're doing all we can so that the schools are efficiently run and cost effectively run, and then this whole other notion of being a green school and conserving energy, I mean, that's got to be interesting for some of the students as well in terms of the sustainable energy industry. And are you learning stuff you ever thought you'd put into facilities, or have you used this before?
Well, I've used some of these things before, so this isn't necessarily new, but the opportunity to have the funding to do it and the contract mechanisms to do it is interesting. Before I got here, the school district back in 1999 had entered into an energy savings performance contract. Basically what that was, a bunch of firms bid that said, I'll do these types of things, change out lighting fixtures, change out HVAC systems, change out water systems and stuff, and I'll guarantee you'll save this much money a year over a 10-year period of time. We entered into a contract with that with Chevron Energy Services. We put $5 million into it to pay for some of the changes that they say in equipment changes. Over the course of that period of time, we saved $13 million. We reduced our electrical bill by $13 million. Okay? I want to do that again. And another program that the Tennessee Department of Environment Conservation has is another program where they are providing the people to do the contracts and negotiations and stuff up front to do more energy savings performance contracts. I would like to point this one, among other things, into LED lighting retrofits throughout the district.
Yes.
And that's third-party funding that we go out and get, but you pay for it and you amortize that over the 10-year period or 15-year period terms of the contract by your savings in your utility budget. So you don't have to pay for anything up front.
Right.
You just pay for it a little bit at a time from the savings that you achieved.
Well, this is interesting. So my mind's full right now. I'm not really even sure I would know what to ask next. But maybe what we'll do is have you back to find out about the retrofitting and about the grant and what other things. Mark, thank you for coming. I am absolutely amazed that with the energy that you guys are putting into making sure that the schools are run really efficiently and effectively and always thinking about new ways to make it better. So thank you so much for coming.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for having me.
And we'll have you back.
Okay.
All right, great. And we'll be back in just a moment. And welcome back to WCS Community Connects. There is a buzz around town. It happens on the high school level for athletic events. My next guest, Jeremy Qualls, joins us now to talk about what he's been doing since he's started here at the Williamson County School System. Jeremy has big ideas, and here's one he's already put in motion. It's called Game Day. Thanks for joining us.
Absolutely.
I remember you were here, a couple months ago. Can I say deer in headlights? Because you weren't quite sure what you were.
I get that quite often from my wife.
Oh,
anyway,
you still
so
now?
It's fine,
okay.
Yes.
Well, then good. Well, it's looking a little clearer today. Tell me about Game Day.
WCS Game Day was actually just a figment of our imagination sitting in this room between Tate Matthews and myself. We had a show that we do here every Monday, and we call it Game Day. And on the very first one, we thought how fun it would be to get it out to the schools. Well, little did I know at that time that they even had the media departments that we have at each of the high schools. And so as we started studying more about it and thinking how we could put it into place with the help of Spring Tree Media, and Peter and his group are fantastic, bringing the set out and talking to the media groups, it just came about. And we have a lot of fun. We take it out to the schools, and the students have a lot of fun with it. It's modeled after ESPN's Game Day. They have the students have a great time with their signs and what they put on the signs. And basically the whole premise behind it is to call attention to our programs first and foremost. It's not about us being on the show. It's just we facilitate the show. The kids in the background are ultimately the stars of the show, as well as the programs that we're trying to call attention to.
Okay, so I think now we're actually going to show a little bit of a clip that you said Ravenwood kids put together. That's kind of a montage, right?
Right.
So a little look-see. But what I see there is WCS, I see Springtree, Tate, who put together did he put together the set?
No.
What I'm trying to show is the different community folks we have together for this really cool thing that you guys kind of swoop in, everyone goes crazy, and then you kind of swoop out. It's really it's just a really fun thing for kids.
Springtree Media has been fantastic.
Okay.
We've had, up until this point, we've had 2 football game days, and we've had 4 basketball game days with 2 more to go. And Springtree and Peter and his group have been so generous enough to lend us that set.
Great.
It is just professionally built. He built the table in 24 hours. I called him and said, hey, this is what we want to do. He sent me a picture 24 hours later. Here's what I have for you.
That's fantastic.
So Signs and Wonders out of Fairview has provided some of the set pieces for us. Matthew Team Sports have provided some things for us. Dougal's up Nolensville has chipped in on some things, and it's just been a community effort to bring this to the schools. And then ultimately, the media departments make it happen.
Yes.
We show up, we set it up, and then the rest is all in the media departments. They produce it, they shoot it, they cut it, they edit it at the end, and it's just it looks really, really good.
So that's the career and technical piece, right? That the kids do.
That's correct.
And they take it very seriously.
Oh my goodness! It all differs depending on what school you go to. They all have different leadership. They all have, of course, just in anything that you go into, but they are so mature and so professional, and they want to be perfectionists, and they take their time on the back end of editing and make sure it's everything's proper, and it's just fun to watch them before we even go there. We're the worst part of the show. Everything else is great. The kids behind us,
I
the
have
set.
to say that is part of the buzz around town.
We're the worst part of the show?
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I'll be the first to tell you. But,
okay.
But they make us look good, and it's all because of the media departments and CT departments.
So what is this game day? I mean, I get what it means for getting kids excited about the game. I mean, and it's got to be very cool for parents too. It certainly is good for the TV and media production classes. What do you hope it means for the kids? So I've seen a couple game days, some on film, and I was I saw the energy live last week. What do you think it means for the kind of the general population of the schools when game day comes?
Well, I'm a firm believer, and this goes back to me being an administrator, that the athletics piece of a school culture is important. It needs to be, to make things relevant, you have to get your kids involved. And this gets every student involved, regardless if you play or not. Get them to come to games. And that was the whole premise behind it. We get people there, we get them excited. Well, this year alone, biggest gates ever in Summit school history. They stayed at the game. They had the highest population of people stay for that game. Go to Centennial, same thing happens. Brentwood, Ravenwood, they don't need any help because they were going to show up anyways. But it's ultimately that puts money back into the programs. The more people that show up for the games, the more money, and they're self-sustaining. So you want that money to get back into the pockets of the programs. And so far, it's happened. Also, it brings to the table the kids that are playing. They feel like they're important. And so far, our home teams that have hosted game day have won.
Oh, that's fabulous, Street. I love that.
We've lost one on the girls. When you have to go basketball, you count girls and boys both. Of course, football is just one game, but so far we're about 7-1.
Oh, that's really cool. Well, we have that snippet that the kids at Ravenwood put together to show a little overview of game day. So we're going to take a break and show that video. Jeremy has another really wonderful idea that's going to get all the community involved and jazzed up as well. It's going to happen this spring. We're going to watch the video. We'll be right back. Stay with us. This is WCS Community Connects.
Yes, Coach. That's right.
Welcome to this special edition of WCS Game Day Live from the nest at Ravenwood High School. We are on location here of the home of the undefeated Ravenwood Raptors. To the other side of the ball, the offense of Ravenwood is like a Hollywood movie. We've got stars everywhere, starting with quarterback Cole Brown on the high-powered offense. Hey, I mean, what kind of night can he have? Because on each side of him, he's got all-star Austin Percy on one side, and then on the other side, he's got the four-star recruit, the man himself, the U.S. All-American, Van Jefferson, the Georgia commit on the other side. I mean, this high-powered offense, who do you guard, Tate?
You don't. You have to line up, and hopefully you can get.
We want to make sure that we keep our eye on the prize, and that's athletics, arts, and academics, and so we need all of our employees to do that.
Bye, girl.
Here with Coach Will Hester, head football coach of Ravenwood High School.
G2 bar, hail Hester, and fear the visor.
G2 bar! Night, it's the inaugural night.
We're Steven.
This is WCS Game Day live from the Few. See you next time.
And welcome back to WCS Community Connects. Jeremy Qualls is still with us, and he's going to talk about the awards ceremony that's going to honor athletes all over the district.
Yeah, I had a vision when we first started this process of what could we do to go above and beyond athletically to call attention to our top student athletes. We know that each program at each school has their own separate awards banquet, if you will. And we decided let's start something in the same vein as what the ESPYs do. Let's do something that we dubbed the Wilcos. And we're going to have a location. We're super excited. Thank you for your help on that. On a location, we wanted to go somewhere off school campuses that would be something special. And right now, we're happy to announce that we're going to be at the Franklin Theater. And it's fantastic. We wanted something close to Radio City Music Hall, and that's as close as you can get in Williamson County. But it's based on nominations from all the coaches, athletic directors, and principals from the school.
Okay.
And we're going to take nominations from every sport, and then we're going to whittle that down to 3 finalists. And those are the finalists. Those finalists are the ones that get to attend the Wilcos.
So students from every sport, young men, young women, top performers will gather then, and then so they'll be honored, and then kind of there feels like there's probably some top awards or top honors. Talk about that.
Absolutely. We will recognize the top 3 in each sport, male, female sports, and then we'll do a overall male athlete of the year, female athlete of the year, coach of the year, and then finish out with the Director's Cup, which is our new cup, new awards that we're going to be giving out to the top school. It's based on the Capital One Cup at the NCAA level.
Okay.
Every sport has a point total where you finish in the year, and you know those cumulative points add up, and whoever wins the cup gets to host the cup and keep it in their school for a year.
Well, this is very cool. So part of what I do, and you know this, is try to see how we can get the community connected, and so that it helps our kids, but it also helps the community. So what I understand in terms of all those awards, there may be some sponsorship opportunities. Is that right?
Absolutely. We need lots of resources to pull this off. This event's going to be, I hope, is going to be massive. It's going to be big. Not only we need resources, we need people to come out, and we're going to try to have a tailgating style atmosphere out in front of the Franklin Theater, complete with the red carpet, to cheer those kids on as they come in. And then once we get in, we have tons of awards to give, and it's just going to be a great night for our system.
Well, this means you must also then be working with the city of Franklin, because we can't just set up a red carpet. Well, I guess we could, but maybe we'd have to roll it right back up. So that means that we've got the Franklin Theater, which you and I both think is just perfect for that. But the city of Franklin will need to help us. Then there could be some other kind of either sports related or just community related folks who might want to walk alongside you for what will be the first ever district recognition awards extravaganza for our student athletes.
Right. So it's going to take, the partnership with the town to come in and help us look it over and make sure everything is safe for our student athletes and everybody else to watch what's going on the road if we can. We hope and dream that we want those kids to be dropped off in some form or fashion, maybe the Franklin trolley or something like that, or maybe a local car company that would like to help us out to bring those kids in special to walk the red carpet. So it is going to take a lot of people to bring this vision to a reality.
Well, I'm excited about it. We're going to have it May 21st this year, so 2015.
That's correct.
Which is, it's super exciting. It's right around the corner there.
Unfortunately, it is.
We got to get moving.
We've got to get on it.
We've got to get moving. Yeah. And as you continue to add sports, which we'll have to talk about maybe another time, you're going to have to find maybe even a bigger venue.
Well, right now, I did the preliminary numbers, and we're sitting at about 328 and capacity 317.
So you and I'll be sitting out on the sidewalk.
We're going to have to, yes,
We'll
absolutely.
have to get a big screen, or we'll watch on a tablet.
That's right.
That's a good problem to have.
That is a good problem to have.
I am so excited that you're here in the district doing some really cool things for our kids and for our community and for our student athletes. So.
Well, thank you so much. Being an athletic background, it just makes it easy.
Well, I'm glad. Thanks, Jeremy, for being here.
Thank you, Deb.
And we'll be back to close out in just a moment. This is WCS Community Connects. There is a lot going on in Williamson County Schools. Mark Samuels reminds us that much of the work taken on and accomplished in our school facilities includes finding more cost-effective ways to power our schools for instruction during the day and all of the athletic and arts events held throughout the week. His grant proposal to the state shows that creativity coupled with common sense brings solutions to issues that involve the environment and our energy use across 41 schools in the county. Our hope is that the state views this retrofitting of current lights with LED lights as a model to share with other school districts around the state, the region, who knows, maybe the nation. Our WCS Maintenance Department, in a possible partnership with the Tennessee Department of Energy and Conservation, may turn the tide of costly energy bills and conserve energy in a way that can be shared with schools and organizations across the state. Jeremy Qualls shows us the power of having an idea and reaching out to the community to make it happen for our students. Game Day provides a means for our CTE students in TV production and communications, a real-time, hands-on experience to practice their skills and develop their talents. Along with community business members, he has created a learning experience for our students. It's about building bridges between the boardroom and the classroom, community leaders and students, different levels of government, and our infrastructure to strengthen our school district to directly benefit Williamson County, because the more you know, the more you can do. This is our show for today. Thank you for joining us. Here's to WCS Community Connects, giving you more ideas and more information so that together we will provide the very best education for our students and their families. My name is Deb Enright, and this is WCS Community Connects. See you next time.